With the INFJ's most dominant function being their powerful introverted intuition, it's no surprise that they experience some supernatural intuitive abilities that set them apart from the other personality types. In fact, it's only when INFJs stop doubting their intuitive guide that they can easily predict future outcomes and be led to a life that fulfills their deepest desires and passions. Welcome back, Psychos. Today we'll be talking about how INFJs can strengthen and use their intuition to the best of their abilities. Before we start, have you liked and subscribed to our channel? Go ahead and be sure to click the notification bell while you're there so that you never miss a video. Alright, jumping right into the video, starting with number 1. They can instantly tell when something isn't right. While other personality types are led by logic and thinking, require a great amount of detail and rationalism in order to see if something isn't going right, the INFJ instantly feels a sense of uncertainty when something feels fishy. Whether it be a friend's toxic relationship, a sketchy boss, or even an environment that isn't what it seems to be, the INFJ personality type doesn't need details, logic, or convincing to see right through toxicity. In fact, this is what causes others to think that their INFJ friends and family to be seemingly cuckoo or otherworldly, because in the times that they do speak up and share these introspective feelings that they can't quite explain in words, people can't wrap their heads around it without an explanation. Number 2, they can sense when someone needs help. Not only can INFJs sense when even the most convincingly happy people are suffering deep down inside, they can also sense when people are playing the victim card by using their sob story only as a front to get what they want. This sensing can be attributed to their deep empathetic nature and their strong intuition going hand in hand, and is an important aspect of their highly empathetic nature because it allows them to easily decipher who to give their nurturing energies to and who to stay far away from. Without using their intuition as a guide, some INFJs have trouble deciphering between these two energies, which can cause some serious empath burnout. Number 3, they can feel when someone is on the verge of a breakdown. Similar to the supernatural instincts of knowing when someone is hiding their sadness behind their smile, INFJs can sense when someone is on the verge of a mental burnout. They can tell when the person that is used to taking on all the responsibilities in the workplace or at home is on the verge of hitting a breaking point. This sense of knowing comes from their intuition, but also from experience, as the INFJ is so used to being the one that can't say no that they are all too familiar with reaching the burnout stage, and they can easily see the signs in someone else as they do it to themselves. If an INFJ is asking someone if they're still happy in their current job or marriage, they probably already know the answer, yet they're trying to spark a conversation in order for the other person to realize it themselves. Number 4, they know when something aligns with their purpose. Even if an INFJ doesn't exactly know what their purpose is, they still know when something is not in line with the direction they're going in life. While most personality types use the opportunity that the world gives them to navigate where their life will take them, INFJs won't settle for an opportunity just because it seems like a good move from the outside. This intuitive personality type will have hunches that will let them know if the opportunity feels right, and if it doesn't, no amount of money, love, or opinions can hold them down from feeling. Likewise, they may make life decisions that seem absurd to the average person, but an INFJ's intuition takes the final say no matter what, always guiding them to positive outcomes. Number 5, they can feel anger brewing from a mile away. INFJs are known to be great communicators, and being able to sense when someone's anger may take control of the situation is a key aspect of this true gift. INFJs have a great instinctual feeling of knowing how someone is feeling and changing the narrative to best suit the mood. Since this sensitive personality type likes to avoid anger and conflict at all costs, when they feel anger brewing within someone they're communicating with, they can easily ease the situation before it goes overboard. This instinct contributes to their nurturing and calming communicative style, but it also allows them to better judge a person's behavior based on the emotions they're feeling, rather than jumping to conclusions of who that individual is as a person. which is one of the main reasons INFJs are considered to be so understanding. Number 6. They can easily make decisions with no significant outside reasoning. Just as the INFJ can feel something aligning with their higher purpose, they're also called to make sometimes difficult decisions that other people just wouldn't understand. For example, although a job may seem like a dream job on the outside because of the high pay, friendly people and short commute, if an INFJ has a hunch that it's not what they're meant to be doing with their time, they can't help but move on. In fact, the longer an INFJ fights the intuitive feeling because of outer judgments and physical details of the situation, they can soon feel overburdened, completely dissatisfied and out of place, until they finally make their move. Number 7. They know when someone's mind has changed. The words and actions of other people aren't as convincing to an INFJ as they would be to other personality types who use logic as their main function. With introverted intuition as their dominant function, it's almost as if an INFJ is 10 steps ahead of everyone in the sense of feelings and emotions. For example, an INFJ can sense when their partner is no longer fully invested in the relationship, or contemplating parting ways long before their partner has reached a conclusion or has even come to terms with their own feelings. Because energies are easier to read for an INFJ, even the slightest shift can convince them that something's up. Whether they use that insight to negotiate the situation or protect themselves by removing themselves from the situation depends on many factors. But just as we mentioned, the INFJ doesn't need outside reasoning to make hefty decisions. Number 8. They can't accept concepts without assessing them. INFJs are always finding a deeper meaning or alternative motive behind structures and concepts. Whether it's religious stories they've been told as children or a new rule laid out by the government, the INFJ personality type is skeptical until they've had time to assess every angle. They will never take anything on face value or blindly conform and accept things without fully looking into it, which means it's difficult to convince an INFJ of a concept and expect them to conform with no questions asked. This is a big reason why INFJ takes things like spirituality, education and earning a living into their own hands, because they can clearly see the inconsistencies in the societal structures that have been given to humanity. Number 9. They can find meaning in symbols and dreams. INFJs are known to be one of the most naturally spiritually in tune personality types, and their introverted intuition has a lot to do with this stereotype. Their instinctual nature draws them to find meaning in things like repetitive numbers, reoccurring dreams, reoccurring insightful thoughts, stranger interaction, and other things that others would bluntly brush off as coincidence. In fact, most INFJs don't believe in coincidences because introverted intuition is all about focusing on connection patterns and impressions from outer reality and subconsciously to forecast what is yet to come. So without these universal messages, INFJs would feel lost. Number 10. They receive out-of-the-blue insights. By spending so much time in their vast and complex inner worlds, the INFJ personality type often receives out-of-the-blue insights and revelations to not only their own ponderings, but also the issues of their loved ones. Since so much of this intuitive processing happens subconsciously, INFJs rarely get their answer by sitting and thinking on the spot. Yet, their observing and deeply introspective views and thoughts processes feed their subconscious the exact information it needs. Therefore, when an INFJ least expects it, bam! A clear answer to their question will appear, and they will have no choice but to follow that advice of their deep knowing, putting their curiosity to rest and guiding them to where they're meant to be. These are the insights that give the INFJ their psychic-like powers, yet in reality, there is a lot that goes on behind the scenes of the INFJ mind. Well, that's it for today, Psychos. So, if you're an INFJ, do you have these natural instincts? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more Psycho videos.